Before starting the game, it would not be hurt to mention the PC version of the game, the one that was very first, for the fact that it was so terrible that it looked and played worse than even on GameCube, and got into every list of the worst PC ports of all time. You can slap one scene. And guess who worked on this port? My favorite Ubisofts, so I can say with all confidence that this game was also successfully Ubisofted. But apart from the terrible port, all other versions of 2004 look just amazing, especially considering that the game was originally made for not the most powerful GameCube at the time. Couldn't they have chosen music that even more inappropriate in terms of mood and genre? It's normal to see something like that in some Fast and Furious, but not in a gloomy survival horror.
Anyway, you know what this is all about. My assignment is to search for the president's missing daughter.
You already know what my task is, but I will tell you about it anyway, cliché. And instead of this off-screen explanation, they could just insert a small scene at the beginning in which the president asks Leon to save his daughter. And shouldn't the missing daughter of president in foreign country make a little more noise in both Spain and America? And to save her, I think they should have sent far from one single dude with one pistol, who still does not know the language spoken in this country. And how did the local natives manage to steal her in America and transport it across the ocean to Spain without anyone noticing?
It was right before I was to take on my duties of protecting the president's daughter when she was abducted.
Another off-screen monologue, this time with a pissing man in the background. Shinji Mikami knows a lot about composition.
Leon, I hope you can hear me. I'm Ingrid Hunnigan. I'll be your support on this mission.
Loud and clear. Somehow I thought you'd be a little older.
How did you know how old is she if you are holding the walkie-talkie to your ear right now? And even if you look at her, what can you see through the screen? And just don't say that you determined her age by her voice. Oh well, Shinji Mikami apparently outplayed the MGS a lot, because in addition to these negotiations, Leon will often squint in statements, expressions, and even his manner of speech and voice at Snake. Well, breaking the fourth wall like is also in place. By the way, doesn't this emo bang prevent him from aiming with a gun? It closes half the screen for him. The events of the game take place in 2005, but for some reason the locals still carry with them the currency that went out of use back in 2002, and also for some reason in chests that the dicks know how to fit in the pocket. And why is Leon collecting them at all, if he doesn't already know that there is a seller around here who can spend them on? And why does the seller accept depreciated currency with which he can do anything outside of this village? You can't really bargain with the locals here, and the normal ones only Leon is here. This is the first Resident Evil in which the awesome animations of opening doors which replaced loading disappeared. Instead we are looking at black screen with inscription loading. And here is the beginning of the diagram that will quietly lead us to the 6th Resident Evil through Chris, who kicking cobblestones. In addition to the fact that aiming in itself is rather inconvenient, we are also forbidden to move during it, which makes it even more inconvenient. What was the purpose of those natives when they tied up and locked the dude in a closet instead of just killing him as they want to do with Leon? And why is everyone here dressed if they came to us from the century before last? Leon seems to have forgotten that he has a shotgun with a pistol in his inventory, which would be much more effective than his legs. Your sinister plan is to infect these two and send them home to the infected president and all other politicians to take over America on something. Both of them are already infected, but you still keep them on the island and do not give them the opportunity to escape, and still trying to kill them. And why infect a person at all than to kill him? Why waste resources like that?
Why? Hey boy, I'm not dying.
Do something, cop!
After you.
Now!
Oh miracle, and all our fingers remain in place. Is this even possible?
Do you have a fix on the location of that church?
No. But apparently there's a secret passage in the village that leads there.
No one told you about the secret lol. How did you find out about him? Why are there so many working typewriters in this village? Judging by the look of the locals, they hardly know how two letters look like. If the grenade explodes while we are doing some kind of healing, then we will not receive any damage from it. Exploding red barrels cliché that for some reason do not damage the wooden surface on which they stand. A riddle, the clue for the solution of which is drawn right on the same wall, conveniently. Why is all of the text written in English everywhere in a Spanish village?
Nuestro jefe se cuidará de la rata. Si la plaga es mucho mejor que la nuestra.
None of this would have happened if Leon had bothered to turn his head to either side when he entered.
Apparently, there's a religious cult group involved. They're called the Los Illuminados.
Illuminati. At the right moments, Mikami knows where to put the camera. Definitely knows. Most definitely knows. And yes, Ada in this game exists solely to self or help us in situations where the writers does not know how to Leon handle himself. She does not perform any other function here. Who glued these precious stones to the ceiling and for what purpose? If you kill a snake, then a chicken egg will fall out of it.
Logical.
And if you kill a bird, then inside it we will find a chest with a change.
Logical.
Capcom liked this scene with the blocking of the square so much that they inserted it several more times and later made a game based on it. And why are his hands moving so unnaturally fast? How did he manage not to hurt his leg at all while walking in knife like that? And how did this rope end up on his leg, if before that it was tied to the boat itself and did not touch his leg?
Leon, it's been 6 hours since our last transmission. I was starting to get worried.
You can tell from your voice and the full expression on your face that you were worried about him. That's how much the designers and builders of this room got tired of inserting such a mechanism into its design that interacting with the spotlight when the correct pattern is set, the correct position, open the grills. What's wrong with the regular key and lock?
It's Leon. I've succeeded in extricating my subject.
Good work, Leon. I'll send a chopper over right away.
And the game will end in 2 hours after it started. Yes, we believe you. And the attitude with the helicopters from the Resident Evil is not very friendly. So I guess what will happen to him. But this time we decided not to show a beautiful animation of explosion, but simply to tell that it was shot down. It much better. Fuck, her ears are hefty. Did the designer pull the mouse to the side there, or did he take an example from Cheburashka? Someone kindly left us for the wagon with exploding barrels, which was not here last time exactly in the place where the crowd infected gathered.
Well, I see that the president's equipped his daughter with ballistics too.
As you can see, this Madrid policeman, in my heart I don't give a fuck what his name is slightly preoccupied.
I forgot something. You guys go on ahead.
For no apparent reason, this person leaves us because the programmers were too lazy to write another artificial intelligence. This grandfather apparently has the ability to silently sneak up and stand behind his back, and also strange and throw the enemy aside instead of just killing, or at least taking prisoners if you can't kill him.
Hasta luego.
In order for us to get out of the village through the one single exit, we need to open the door that opens with the eye of the dude and nothing else. And if he did not try to interfere with us and did not approach us, then he would not have been able to achieve our goal. I mean, this idiot himself helped us move forward in the story. And how convenient that all the time while we were just shooting at him, we never hit his eye and did not damage it. After we shot off the driver's head, the truck could well go further forward. I mean, Leon just risked Ashley's life for no reason. Or Emily, or whatever her name is. I remember only that she has a white panties.
Sounds bad. I have an idea, Leon. I need you to...
What?
I didn't have time to finish an important phrase for the plot cliché.
Who are you?
Me llamo Ramon Salazar, the 8th Castellan of this magnificent architecture.
Ramon Salazar, why are you wearing 19th century clothes in the year of 2005?
You alright?
I'm fine! Leave me alone!
Ashley, wait!
Ashley suddenly decided to panic and run away from Leon just so she could fall into the trap. There is no other way to explain this sudden change of mood. That's right, stay right there, don't move, don't go anywhere, stay right there, well done. Here are the builders of the trap, well done. They even thought in advance that Ashley, after running away from the bayonets, would lean against the particular section of the wall and stand there long enough to that long-acting mechanism managed to catch her.
2 rats. If one's Lewis, who's the other? Huh. They're an intruder besides me?
You're so surprised that you never seen Ada Wong saving your life before.
Put your hands where I can see them.
Sorry, but following a lady's lead just isn't my style.
Put them up now.
Why is this forcing if it's already clear who she is?
Bit of advice, try using knives next time. Works better for close encounters.
Stop cosplaying Solid Snake, Leon, fuck you.
Leon. Long time no see.
Whoa, seriously? Ada, is that you? Well, fuck yourself. Why didn't you take off your transparent glasses right away so I would have recognized of you?
See you around.
Ada!
Why do most the characters of the game like to come in and out of the room through the window so much? Why did you dislike the doors so much that you don't like them too much? These expressions of this Illuminati are so often replaced and their variety is so small that you will hear this coheto, coheto, coheto during your sleep. I see that even artificial intelligence they do not have very much. If you hit the lock, then of course it will open.
Now that I have the sample, you serve me no purpose.
Sadler!
My boy Salazar will make sure you follow the same fate.
And what prevents you from doing it instead of Salazar? You are now in the same room with him, and unlike you, Leon cannot turn into healthy monsters with long tentacles. So the advantage is now on your side. And why on earth do you want to kill him now? If earlier it was said that Leon is a carrier of a virus and he cannot be killed. And you couldn't attack her when she was chained to the wall for quite a long time. I hate this stupid riddle, no matter what the game is appearing. Stop fucking inserting it into the game already. Ashley sees the corpse of the shaggy cop for the first time, but she has no reaction to it at all. Well, he's dead, that's all. Oh, these are the famous Spanish volcanoes hidden inside the mansions. What, haven't you heard about Neil? Well, that's why they're hidden. It is actually convenient. Heating is not required. The whole village will be heated. But think about how they managed to build a castle for around a fucking bowl in lava.
I think you've lived long enough.
Well, shoot, Leon. What are you waiting for? Shoot. He is not standing right in front of you. What's stopping you from shooting? What the hell are you waiting for? Especially for those fell into the trap, 4 brightly marked buttons hang out in the ceiling, which you just need to shoot to stop the design. Judging by the drill, you don't want to catch Leon by demolish the castle to the fuck. And according to what principle does the door opening mechanism work after the death of 2 drivers of the drill, if you need to remove something from the high surface, then it would be best to do it with a shot, because this thing will in no case be damaged by a bullet or fall from the height. Oh yuck, what about the quality? Why wouldn't you redraw such a small piece so that it doesn't look so terrible compared to the rest of the game?
Don't you know when it's time to throw in the towel?
By a lucky chance, the depths of this pit turn out to be large enough for us to get and throw our hook, which also by a lucky chance clung to the small crotch between the bricks in the first time, and also managed to stop falling right before the fatal landing.
Leon, you're alive.
So maybe you have 9 lives, but it doesn't matter now, Mr. Kennedy. I've sent my right hand to dispose of you.
Thank you for warning and thus preparing me for the meeting with the next boss, so that I am ready for him and he cannot take me a surprise. Someone here has obviously revisited the Predator and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. With this trolley, Leon got confused only to take dynamite from it. That is, he could well climb up, get this dynamite and not fuck his head with all these switches and knife switches. The battle with the mini-boss is of course good, but not the same one for the 3rd time after all. 2 beams of light were thrown into the mirror, which reflected both of these beams onto a metal door, from which it melted. How it works? First, stop stealing Super Mario traps, and second, after a few such blows with this cobblestone on the ground, this whole cave would have collapsed a long time ago. Fuck if he jumped so far and also managed to grab onto the ledge. Why at the very beginning of the chapter, as soon as we arrived, do we need a typewriter? There are games such as Dishonored and Metro in which it's quite difficult to find something to complain about. And there are games in which we run away from a giant concrete statue of a dwarf in 19th century clothes in a castle, about which even Dracula would say that this is already too much. Plug in this poor square, which after this game started sticking to me. And nitpicking somehow fits it to script by itself. And again, Leon started shooting at the dwarf when no one bothered him. Well, yes, we need to wait until they turn into a mega strong boss so that instead of a cartridge, we spend 150 bullets.
Got some business to take care of. See you later.
Because the developers were again too lazy to write artificial intelligence for her so that she would stay with us. It seems to me, or should the recoil of Stamber be a little more than in a row? Warming up, what else could he do in here? Oh, thank you. Quick that non-letter, otherwise she already started yelling. Did you see Leon through the camera, or why you so surprised? This camera has stood here before the flashes a red light. This person deserves both the plus and minus scene. Decide for yourself which is more. That's what cool horror means. When from a single sound you want to turn off the game and run away and hide under the covers before changing your panties. Ada decided to send us a letter using a paper airplane, about where she learned to launch paper airplanes so accurately that even the wind could not prevent him from flying a small hole in the way. No one will tell us, and I would like to know.
No way, Leon.
Way?
After that, they survived despite the fact that they landed on a metal armature.
Leave it to me, Leon.
As that is, Leon will not be able to climb through the rather large surfaces. He doesn't seem to know what squats are.
Leave it to me, Leon.
Apparently the president's daughter are being trained to drive big bulldozers or whatever. If you shoot at the truck 3 times, it will instantly catch fire for some reason. And if you shoot it 3 more times, it will also explode. Okay, why don't you do the same with Leon? You know, have every chance to kill him or enslave him or do anything with him, and no one can stop you from doing this. So what's stopping you from doing it? Is she generally comfortable fighting on the battlefield in a dress? Somehow I doubt it. And has the even changes clothes at least once since the second game?
Been a long time, comrade.
Krauser.
And to find out who he is and what he was have to do with Leon, watch our terrible 3D cartoon, which will tell you about it. You will know all this there even before your eyes have time to bleed. This quick time event brawls last forever. And beside that, if you ever screw up, you have to watch it all over again and again and again and again. How did this game manage to popularize quick time events if they were so annoying even then? Of all the shittiest scenes in the movie, you decided to copy the shittiest one. Have you cosplayed Dante right now? We already have one cosplayer. You are superfluous here. Krauser's note? I didn't know people like him could write.
Where's Ashley? Do you really want to know? She's beyond that gate. But you'll need 3 insignias to open it.
Thanks for the hint. Now I will know how to open those gates.
There's one in the north, and the other in the east.
Oh, he also told us about their location. It seems to me alone that this villain Shinji Mikami brazenly stole from Kojima. Leon doesn't give a damn how high he falls Instead of showing us a big beautiful explosion, we were shown not a very big and not very beautiful and not even an explosion, but only a quiet, non-script sound from it. How did the helicopter fly up to the water tower so quietly that no one noticed? Why does this helicopter spend a huge amount of time to overturn the water tower on the zombies, killing only the one with it and then still shooting everyone with a machine gun? Why didn't they immediately shoot everyone with a machine gun? Considering how Leon knocked out this grate, there were no hinges on it. That its shocking back her castle was a little more than useless. I'm surprised it didn't fall off on its own.
Thanks. When we get out of here, drinks are on me.
Yeah, hey, I know a good bar.
We'll die in 3, 2, 1, died. You didn't even keep the intrigue. The shooter has the most common rocket launcher without any auto guidance. What the fuck in this castle did they manage to spin the rocket like that? Last time she helped us with something. This time she appeared, we straggled her, she left, and what was the point and who the fuck knows? Another rescue of Ada at the very last moment. What kind of salvation is this already? Guess in 3 attempts what is the purpose of so many red barrels? Well, what else? Why does the villain need a device to destroy the virus if he wants to infect the entire planet with it? And also such an apparatus in which is enough to lay down, press one button, it will be doing everything for you. That's it. Any infected who does not want to be infected, if he finds him, then he can easily and almost patiently be able to catch himself.
Use this!
And what prevented you from shooting yourself? You stand there in safety, no one touches you, this monster often stands motionless in one place, and getting into it not a big deal. But of course it's better for me between dodging blows and amateurs flying at me, and to take this rocket launcher and try to aim at it. This syringe survived the impact of an exploding rocket and was not damaged in any way by it.
Sorry, Leon. Hand it over.
After you didn't kill Leon in the same way the second game and saved him a million times in this one, do you really hope that he will believe you now?
Ooh, no with this.
I believe it.
Get off this island too.
How she must have been confused running all over the islands, placing explosives everywhere. And why blow up the island at all? With this explosion you will not destroy all the infected, because they do not only live on it. What did you want to achieve with this? Killing Leon doesn't make much sense either. He won't catch up with you in the helicopter. What for?
Here, catch.
Ada gave us the keys to her scooter without saying where it is, but we will still find it pretty quickly without any difficulties. Living into the sunset cliché.
Finally, the line's jack free.
Hey, Hunnigan, no glasses.
How did you see it through the radio? Be sure to write what scenes you found in this game and suggest games that you want to see here in the future.